Hi everyone, it's Helen here. Today I will make cơm tấm chay or vegan broken rice. As you know, a broken rice plate is made of different components that you can choose to include. So beside cơm tấm, which is the base, you can add grilled pork chop or sườn nướng, chả trứng, which is the meatloaf, sunny side up egg or trứng ốp la. You can also choose to add bì, which is shredded pork skin, and đồ chua or pickled carrots and radish. You can top with some scallion oil or mỡ hành and serve with a side dipping sauce. Sometimes we also include some fresh vegetables like lettuce, cucumber and tomatoes. Today I will veganize the recipe and turn it from this to this. They look pretty close, huh? Except for this one doesn't include any animal products of any kind. So if you're interested to know how I made it, just keep on watching. Let's begin.
Helen's recipes.
So we're gonna start off with cooking the broken rice. It's called gạo tấm in Vietnamese. During the process of harvesting and transporting rice, the grains are often damaged. So in the past, the fractured grains was much cheaper than the long whole grain rice. So only farmers and poor families would consume it. Nowadays, broken rice is often preferred over grain rice for its texture, somewhat similar to couscous, you know. And cơm tấm has become the best loved dish in Vietnam. To cook broken rice, you wash and soak in water for about an hour, and then just add enough water to barely cover the rice. It's the same water volume as the original rice. And then you can steam or cook in a rice cooker. If you can't find broken rice, you can wash the whole grain rice and soak in water to soften and then crush with your hands just to fake it, you know. Next, I will make the vegan version of the grilled pork chop. And for that, I use this pack of sườn non CHAY. It's a textured soybean protein. You can buy it so in a package like this, dry. And if you can't find this, you can use seitan or wheat gluten instead. You soak this in water to soften, and they will grow into large steaks like that. For the marinade, you will need 2 tablespoons of char siu powder, a teaspoon of sugar, 1 tablespoon soy sauce, a teaspoon of sesame oil, and a tablespoon of vegan oyster sauce. 1 tablespoon of water, and stir well. Then you squeeze out the excess water from the soy and wheat gluten and soak into the marinade and set aside for about 15 to 20 minutes. If you use seitan, you can also cut it into steaks and put in the same marinade. Then just pan fry them until they are nice and golden on both sides. There is one more item pretty popular in our broken rice plate, which is bì or shredded pork skin coated in toasted rice powder or thính. Normally, I don't make it in my non-vegetarian version of cơm tấm because it just takes too much time and I don't quite like eating pork skin. But for my vegetarian version, I will make it because I love the texture of it and it's only made of vegetables, which is healthy. I will replace the shredded pork and pork skin with potatoes or sweet potato, kohlrabi, and taro, finely shredded. You also need some glass noodles. You can deep fry some for the crispy texture. It looks really beautiful. And keep the other half soaked in cold water for about 5 minutes to soften. Deep fry half of the potatoes and taro until they are golden and crispy, and then remove and drain on paper towel. You're gonna stir fry the rest of the potatoes and taro together with the kohlrabi and season with some salt, sugar and stock powder, about half a teaspoon each, a teaspoon of vegan oyster sauce, and saute for about 5 minutes until it is cooked and tender. Then you put in the glass noodles and stir well for 1 more minute and turn off the heat. Leave to cool. If you can't find thính or toasted rice powder, you can make it at home by toasting the glutinous rice in a pan until it's fragrant and golden brown, and then grind finely into powder form. Now just combine the stir fry with the fries and toss with the toasted rice powder, and you will have a very delicious plate of bì chay. You can stuff this into a baguette to make bánh mì bì chay too. It's very good. Next, we will make vegan meatloaf. To make the vegan loaf, combine 1 block of firm tofu, crush with your hand. I will add some shredded carrot, glad noodles, and woody mushroom, which I have soaked in water to soften and cut into short strips. Then season with half a teaspoon of salt, a teaspoon of mushroom powder, and half a teaspoon of sugar, and a tablespoon of minced leek. Mix everything together and let sit for about 15 minutes. Then transfer to a mold and flatten the surface. Steam for about 20 minutes. Next, we will mix 1 tablespoon of cornstarch with 2 tablespoons of water and 2 teaspoons of annatto oil. The original meatloaf normally is very eye-catching because it has this orange layer of egg yolk on top. Finally, we will make the vegan dipping sauce. In a small saucepan, over medium heat, heat 1 tablespoon of sugar with a tablespoon of water until it boils and caramelizes. And then add 1 cup of coconut juice. Be careful because it might splash. Bring to a boil and add a tablespoon of sugar, half a teaspoon of salt and mushroom stock powder, and then leave to cool. Then add some shredded carrot, adds a nice finishing touch. To assemble, you just place the broken rice to top the plate. Beautiful seared vegan stick lays on top. Also piled on top is the bì chay, which adds a really nice chewy and crunchy texture. A piece of meatloaf, now it's a vegan loaf. Some sliced tomato and cucumber. Finally, to make things go down easier, just top off with the scallion oil, which is simply hot oil poured over some chopped green onion, adding some salt and sugar to taste. If you want to make the vegan pork rind, you can dice up the textured soy protein, then deep fry until it's golden and crispy, and then add to the scallion oil. There you have it, a really delicious plate of broken rice, meat-free, guilt-free. It looks just as good as the original one, right? And I hope you're gonna give it a try. And if you do, please share with me a photo on Instagram. Put a hashtag Helen recipe so I can see how your dish turned out. Also, click like and subscribe to my channel for more awesome Vietnamese food. And I will see you in the next video. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.